Hello lovely people, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about what I think a lot of you guys who are married or are in a relationship with a Filipina will understand. And it is about marrying a Filipina or having a relationship with a Filipina and the family expecting you to pay for everything and help them out, which I don't mind doing from time to time. But we had an episode last week, and what it was, which I didn't know anything about till afterwards, right? So apparently one of my wife's family members contacted her and said, could we buy them a washing machine? All right. So my on credit, like in my wife's name, right? And they would pay for it. Well, my wife didn't tell me anything about this. And apparently my wife said, well, no, because, she's honest. How can you pay? And if you don't pay, then she will get a bad rating, So anyway, I didn't know anything about this. And last Sunday, we had a karaoke in the house and we had a barbecue. So I said to my wife, contact your family and see if they want to come over, have a sing song and have something to eat and have a good time, which they normally would have come over. Okay, so she contacted them and I said, have you heard back from them? And she said no. She said, so I said, have they seen the message that you sent? Oh yeah. She said they've seen it. I said, so they haven't got back to you? No. I said, well, that's a bit strange. I said, I wonder if everything's okay, and they all right. And then my wife told me what happened. So I said, so they've got the hump because, you said that. She said, yeah. I said, what? Now, bearing in mind, previous to this, my wife's family, and the one I'm talking about, they've got 4 kids, okay? And this is her auntie and her uncle. Now, the oldest one is 18. The oldest child is 18. And she wanted a laptop for schooling. Now, I had a laptop that I was using at the time, but I thought she probably needs it more than I do. So I gave them this laptop. And do you know something, guys? Looking back, there wasn't even a thank you. And I wasn't disappointed that there wasn't a thank you, I just thought, well, it's okay, at least she's using it. Anyway, I found out later that they broke the laptop. So they then called my wife, and I was there at this time, and they said, has Stephen got another laptop? Oh, what? I've only given them that laptop like a month or so ago, and they broke it. So, I was a bit pissed off then. So that was, and bearing in mind, this family that I'm talking about, we've helped them out numerous of times, and I sometimes go there and I buy them rice and this, that and the other, and they working. I know the salary, that's not the best salary in the world, but nevertheless, they are still working. So we've helped them out on numerous occasions, and this time, because my wife said that she wasn't going to put her name down for the credit, they've just stopped talking to us. So really, guys, what happens is, all the good things that you do for them, they don't remember that. they only remember that one time when you say no. That's the only time that they will take in. So I was when my wife said no, they won't come because we didn't do this and didn't do that. I said, what do you mean didn't do it? I said, Mira, how can they afford to pay back? So what they was expecting me to do was to go and buy them a washing machine. Now, guys, listen, I've got my own family here, and my own expenses. So I can't really afford to go out and buy them like a 15,000 peso washing machine, just to give them, And it's not the point, even if I did have the money. The point is, they don't understand, or they do understand, no, but they kind of take umbrage to that one time when you say, oh, well, I'm sorry, but I can't. And it really gets to me that we marry the wife, or we are in a relationship with a woman, not the family. And I know some guys here, well, there are two different kinds of guys here that I know. Some will help out the families, which is good if they appreciate it. It's brilliant if they appreciate what you're doing. But many of them just expect. They just simply expect you to do this and to do that. And I made it quite clear when I first got with my wife. I made it because my wife's parents, they came to see me. Fair enough, I paid for their journey because they lived in Shogun, which is near Zamboanga. So I paid for that. And not just on a bus, on a van, like an air-conditioned van. And they came, there was the mum, the dad, there was many who came. And I paid for it back. And this was the first time that, that I'd met these, right? And they were trying to get money out of me then. Because they were saying, because I said to my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, I said, how much is their fare back? And I knew it should be the same as what it was when they came. And I was going to give them a little bit extra, get some food and all that sort of stuff for the journey back. And they come up with this stupid amount of money. I said, oh, hold on a minute. I said, how come it's like twice as much money going back as what it was coming? And they went like that, because they didn't speak a lot of English, so it was translated through my wife. And my wife started crying. She said, Steve, I'm so sorry. She said, I feel so ashamed of my family. I said, it's not your fault. This is what happens. This is what happens, is you get with a Filipina and their families see you and they just jump on you with any problem that they face because they think that you've got a unlimited amount of finances. And that's just simply not the case with many foreigners here. It's simply not the case. And even if it was the case, once you start doing it once, they expect all the time. And you say that one time of no, that's it. They take umbrage. So getting back to the story of my wife's family, when she told me that, I said, right, that's it. And I sent him a message. I just said, I hope that, my denial of the washing machine hasn't stopped you from coming round here or, caused bad feelings. No message. He hasn't messaged me back. So obviously that is the case. It's terrible, guys, isn't it? You'd think that they would be happy that at least one of the family has been taken out of, where they've come from, and you're trying to give them a better life. I'm not saying you give them a better life, but trying to give them a better life. And they just have jealousy. They have jealousy. Instead of being happy for that one person out of the family to have been taken out of where they've come from, living in a bamboo hut or whatever, it doesn't matter. But what matters is why they just have this jealousy in them and not be happy. It beggars belief with me, guys. It does, and I think they are either killing the pig or feeding the pigs. I'm not quite sure. I hope they're feeding them. And I just said to my wife, because we was going to have a barbecue, well, we still are going to have a barbecue this weekend. And I said, well, that's it, don't invite them, Because I remember another time their ceiling was collapsing because there was a hole in the roof and they just didn't fix it. So I said to them, look, I said, I will buy, this was going back about 3 years ago. I said, I'll buy some new sheets of corrugated long span to fix the roof. I said, pointless fixing the ceiling till you fix the leak in the roof. So I can't remember how many sheets it was. It wasn't many. I think it was 4 sheets. Got them. Now, at the time, I said, how much is 4 sheets of, I said, how many do you want? Or how many do you need? And the member of her family said, 4 sheets. I said, okay. So I said, how much is that? And they said, it was like 1,000 pesos a sheet of this corrugated tin. I said, okay, so I give him 5,000 actually. I didn't give him 4,000, I gave him 5,000 because of the delivery, which I thought. Anyway, I later found out that these sheets were only 400 pesos a sheet, and they knew that. But, I swallowed that. Then they fixed the roof, and the plywood ceiling that they had, where it was leaking before, had rotted out. It was falling down. So I bought a few sheets of that as well. But I went and I got that. And I got it delivered for them. And do you know something? Looking back over the time, there wasn't a thank you or anything. Not a thank you, Steve, nothing. Nothing. Because I think they expected me to replace everything. And they are not a bad family. They are not a bad family. But it's when they expect. And it's not just when they expect. It's also when you don't give them that thing for that one time, that they just turn against you. Now, I don't know what's being said between them and my wife, because she probably won't tell me everything. But to be honest, I haven't asked anything more. I just said, well, if that's how they want to be, that's how they want to be. I said, Mira, you did the right thing by saying no, because at least you got a bit of common sense, thinking, well, yes, I can do that, and I can get it in my name, her name, and we can get them a washing machine, then at least you had the savvy to think, well, how are they going to pay for it? Yes, they're working, but they've got 4 children. We've helped them out on numerous times with their electricity bill, and their electricity bill is it's not even 1,000 pesos a month. So I mean, if they can't even pay 1,000 pesos a month, how would they be able to pay back the finance on a washing machine? And they wouldn't. This is the thing, and my wife was thinking, so I'm so happy that she was. She said, Stephen, what they would do, they wouldn't pay. And they say, oh, we'll pay next month. If you pay for us, we will pay you back. And they wouldn't, because they think, foreigner, he'll pay it. And this is how they think. And it's really, really, really annoying sometimes. And I know many foreigners who will be looking at this content, you will have had the same thing with your wives or your girlfriends, with the family. So I'm so happy that we don't really live... We live quite near to the ones I'm talking about, maybe 15 kilometres away, but from Mira's immediate family, we are a long way away. And, that's another thing. Her mother has to go for a scan, an ultrasound, because she had 11 kids, and her stomach's probably all messed up. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I said to Mira, and they only contact when there is something happening. So I said, I'll pay for that. I don't know I can't remember. I think it was about 800 pesos, I think. Paid for that. Then, they wanted a private room then, didn't they? Or she did. I said, I'm not paying for a private room. Doesn't need it. It's only an ultrasound scan. She doesn't need to stay there all night. She'd go there for the day. No, she wanted to go there the previous night and book a private room so she didn't have to travel on the day. I said, I'm not doing that. So it's you give them an inch and they take a mile, or they want to take a mile, but not with me, guys. No. And as much as some people might think greedy man, I'm not. I haven't got the finances to be able to do it. And even if I did, it wouldn't be the right thing to do, because they would just keep wanting more and more and more without that simple token of appreciation. Oh, thank you, my friend, or something like, no. Don't get anything like that. It's like they probably think, what can we say next to get that next little bit? No. And the family I'm talking about, he's got a brother. Well, he's got several brothers, but there's one brother who lives in the house. And do you know what? He's the most laziest man I've ever met in my life. He'll just lie down on his cell phone all the time. Oh, tap, 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 tap. And I say to him, work, Nilo? Nah, no work. I said, there's work in the rice fields. I've seen them there working. Nah, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. What about construction? Nah, don't want to do that. Because he's happy just to stay there and live off everybody else. And he always used to say to me, Stephen, have you got 10 pesos, 20 pesos so I can get a cigarette? I said, yeah, but I'm not giving you it. Oh, no, I said, no, Nilo, I'm not. And it's not because I was being greedy, it's because I just don't like that attitude. You got to learn to paddle your own canoe in this life. Paddle your own canoe. He's fit, he's able, he's young, he can get a job anywhere. But no, too bloody lazy. People who don't help themselves, I've got no time for them, really. People who try and help themselves and show a bit of willing and a bit of enthusiasm, yes, by all means. But this wanting all the time. And when you say no, this is what happens, So I don't know how my wife is feeling. She's probably feeling a bit shit. But for me, it's like water off a duck's back. But it kind of makes me angry because of how they make my wife feel. And she won't tell me how she's feeling. But she said yesterday, oh, you know what they like, Steve, if you don't give them this or give them that, you know what they like. I said, yeah. And I said, now they get nothing. I was due to take some rice round next week, which I'll still take it round. But I'll say to them, just because, Mira said no, you shouldn't get the hump. Just think of all the good things that we try and do. We do try and do. That's it, guys. Anyway, if you guys can relate to this, then leave a comment. And if you like the content, also, ants. Please subscribe, guys, and like the video, share the video, and have a grand and super day. The weekend is about to begin. Thank you, my good people. Bye bye.